Maddie, what was the main reason you decided to come to Jewel?
Well, my senior year, I tore my ACL, or right before my senior year, I tore my ACL. And I had other schools looking at me, and when I tore my ACL, they kind of stopped talking to me. And Jewel's the school that really stuck with me the whole time, and I really liked the coaches. And when I went on my visit, I was like, I really like this school. I just had a good feeling about it. So,
how bad was the knee tear? How much time did you miss?
I missed I had a really good therapist, and I had a really good recovery time. I got back in 4 months after I tore it. So I didn't miss any of my senior year. I tore it in July, and I got back in October. So
this is really your second year playing with that injury?
Yeah.
Well, I noticed the other day, I think it was a week ago today, that you didn't wear the brace. What's the story behind that?
Well, I think it was like last week, I was like, you know what, I just stared at my knee brace in the locker room. I was like, I'm going to make an executive decision. I'm just not going to wear it. My doctor told me that it has to be 6 months. Like, you have to wear it for 6 months after you're released, and it had been 6 months. And I hadn't, talked to him or anything. I was like, I don't think I'm going to wear it today. And then I ended up talking to him, and he said, yeah, I think that's a good idea. And so it worked out.
I know you didn't play a ton of minutes last Saturday, but could you tell a difference at all? Was it more sore afterward or anything like that?
Not really, actually. My doctor said most of the time, when patients come back from taking off their brace, that it's usually all in your head. If you're confident and comfortable in it, then you'll be fine not wearing it. So.
Well, you're reading my mind, because that's exactly what I was going to ask you. Is it more, in your head?
I think it definitely is, but after it's been so long since I've torn it, it feels like anyway. And so I don't have I'm not scared or nervous about it at all, so I think I'll be all right.
Maddie Nelson is our guest here at halftime. You have come in and performed very well. What about the change between high school and college? Is it faster? Is it whatever?
Definitely. I think it's definitely a little bit faster. The shot clock definitely gets me a little bit off. The other day I went to watch a high school game, and their sets are so much slower, and I'm like, what are you doing? Go, hurry up, because but then they don't have a shot clock, so they can do that, but it's definitely my type of game though, because I like how it's faster and stuff, so it took a little bit of time to adjust, but I think I'm adjusting pretty well.
Well, that was what I was going to ask. Do you enjoy that upbeat style and the pressure defense? Is that what you played in high school?
Yeah, definitely, and that's another reason why I chose Jewel, is because I knew that Coach Chris liked to press, and she was really stressing the defense aspect, so that's.
Want to hear Coach Cress's scouting report on you?
Sure.
She says you are super, super competitive. Is that true?
I'd like to think so, yeah. Yeah.
Is it something that you've always had, or is it something you learned? Where do you get that?
I feel like I've always had it. My dad, I grew up going to practice with my dad. He was a coach, and my mom played college basketball, so I feel like I've always had it.
Yeah, tell me about your parents a little bit, if you would.
My dad, he coaches at, I don't want to be wrong, but I think he coaches at Odessa. He coaches girls. It's his first year there. He's coached, I don't know, for a really long time. And my mom, she went to Northwest, and she played 4 years there. And, yeah. My mom's a teacher at Smithville School District, and my dad is a teacher at Odessa.
Brothers and sisters?
I have 2 sisters, and then both my parents are remarried, so on my dad's side I have 2 stepsisters and a stepbrother, and on my mom's side I have 2 stepsisters over there. So.
What's your favorite part about basketball? I mean, is it just the camaraderie? Is it the games? I bet maybe you could say practice, but what part do you enjoy?
Definitely the camaraderie. I like you said, I'm glad Coach Chris said that I was competitive, because that's definitely something that I like about it, is that it's so competitive. Sometimes you're competing against your own teammates, and sometimes I just like competing, and I think that's the funnest part for me.
The Division II level and the GLVC, very good conference. Are you looking forward to that conference schedule?
Yeah, I am. I haven't really, this is my first year, so I don't really know what teams are the best or who's the weakest, so I think this will be a good year for me to get my feet wet and see what's upcoming for the next 3 years.
Maddie Nelson is our guest, and so now we've talked a little bit of basketball. I want to hear about your schoolwork and what you're doing in school. What's your major?
My major at Jewel is sports and rec, but technically I'm pre-PT, pre-physical therapy. So there's a couple other girls on the team that are pre-PT. Actually, I think it's only one other one, but so I'm kind of excited for that. Trying to get it. I know it's really a competitive field after you graduate, so I'll have to get some good grade point averages. And
does that go back to your knee injury?
yeah, definitely. When I went for my therapy, my therapist was awesome, and I loved how like he got to work with the athletes every day, because the place I went to was like mostly for athletes, and I was like, this is so cool, like this is what I want to do. And so definitely like the impact that he made on me made me really think about physical therapy. So
where do you see yourself taking that degree? I mean, do you want to own your own practice? Do you want to do something at a hospital? What do you think?
I haven't really thought that far ahead, but I definitely want to I'd want to work at like a sports performance place, because I feel like I'm kind of like a motivator, and if I'm working with like older people and they're trying to get back for something like that, I feel like that would frustrate me, and I would want to work with younger people that want to be motivated and stuff like that.
Well, Maddie, this has been a pleasure. Thank you for taking the time. Merry holidays to you.
You too. Thank you.